Hey, what's going on YouTube? What's going on? Nah, not Twitch. What's going on with YouTube? What's going on YouTube? This is Anubis. Um, I'm recording this video because it's become apparent that I've gone off the so-called beaten path that I've created for myself, or that I set up for myself. Um, I basically I'm straying off of you know, where I wanted to go or where I was trying to be, whatever. However you want to say that. There's plenty of ways to say that. Shout out to my girlfriend for that. She kind of she told me to because I was talking to her about everything. I've been going through a lot of changes in life. In the past few months, it's only been like what few months, and in another couple of months, my life is going to be a whole lot more different. Uh, as far as work wise and stuff like that. I also feel like just like in the past few months, things internally have been changing also and been getting better and whatnot. Shout out to her because something she told me to do was kind of watch my first video that I put out. It was called Get Started. This one's probably going to be called Get Started 2 because it's going to be kind of like somewhat of a continuation off of that. Um, I've been kind of like bogged down by work. I guess my energy has been sapped and tapped from that. I haven't been streaming. I haven't been streaming or like making videos and posting videos and stuff like that. It's been a busy start of this year, and a lot of shifts are happening all at the same time this year. Um, yeah, I just wanted to kind of reiterate everything about Get Started and kind of establish my own goals for myself again, or like maybe I guess actually pin down what it was and everything that I want to do or everything that I want. Something about getting started is also like you gotta kind of know what direction you want to go for also. Not necessarily, oh, just get started just to get started. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it pays out. For me, that's also paying out because I guess some years back I just got like a bug up my butt for some reason and I was like, I'm gonna go to school. And that's exactly what I did. I went and got an associate's. And now it's like paying off five, what is it, 4 years later, 5 years later, something like that. 4 years, five, no, maybe like 4 or 3. But it's the fact that I did it. And for a while, I regretted it because I was like, well, I got this debt over my head and I'm not even doing a job related to what I went to school for. But now it's finally happening. Um, Sometimes just getting started on anything gets you rolling in the right directions for a lot of other things. You might not know it at the time, but sometimes it gets you going in the direction you want to go eventually. Um, so part of it is make sure you get started wherever it is. If you're starting school, just start with the basics. Explore the world as you go. You're going to school, going to work, do things while you're doing all that stuff. You kind of get a better idea of where you want to go after that. Or if you already have interests in life, go to school for that maybe, or see if you can pursue a career in that. For me, it was computers. I've been a technology guy since I was a child, more video games focused, but I've always been interested in all things technology, anything with a screen, anything that needs electricity to be powered or something. Technology's been my thing. Bigger TVs, monitors, computers, obviously computers. I am a big tech nerd, I guess you could say. So that was like at the spur of the moment type of thing. I said I'm gonna go to school for IT, and then I did. And then even though I was in school and struggling with a bunch of other things, I still did it, and now it's like paying off. Recently, I had applied for a new job and I got it, and I did the same thing last year and I messed up too. That's the other thing about getting started. Sometimes you will mess up. You will do some things that, you might regret, or like you might be like, I don't got this, I don't got this, I don't got this. Or you might have a lot of chaotic things going on. Last year, last year it was like very, again, spur of the moment, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't, prepared in any way. I was buying a bunch of courses, studying last minute because I forgot everything I knew in college or whatever. Um, and then they have a testing process for the job position, whatever. I ended up failing the test by 1 point, but also while I was taking the test, I was very like stressed out. I had food poisoning the day of, or like the morning of, or whatever, or it was something like that. Yeah, but it was just like a miserable day all around. I wasn't feeling good. Um, Sometimes even when you get started, the next step in that process is not like I kind of believe in this. It wasn't my time. That that year it wasn't my time. I just had to be more patient, more focused, and more driven to get there. And yeah, this year it was a whole different ball game. I didn't ace the test, but I did way better than I did, the previous year. Going through right after that I got a certification. I did a test for that and passed that pretty good. Yeah, my interview went great and everything. It was awesome. Um, when you're thinking about getting started on something I noticed in that process was being confident. Like at the very least, be confident that you are going to do your best. You're going to do the best that you can, and that's all that matters. Um, I've been kind of thinking about this analogy for a while. Is like sometimes you have a student that gets, all A's and stuff, and sometimes a student that gets C's, and it's like the difference between them sometimes could be like, the kid who got an A, he might have gotten like a 98, and they might think, well, why didn't I get 100? Why didn't I get 100? Dang, I should have got 100. I should have got 100. Think about the guy who passed with a C. He's like, hey, I passed, and sometimes that's all that matters. Sometimes just showing up and doing your best and passing regardless is good enough. You know, every win, what they say, what is it? C's get degrees or something, or D's get degrees. D's aren't pause, whatever. You know, D's don't get degrees. They don't count as passing these days anymore, I don't think. But even C's get degrees. So, in fact, on my last class for my associates, I got a C. I went from an A to a C because I like just completely flunked the last test. I didn't understand it. The teacher wasn't good, whatever. I could blame myself too. I didn't have the time or patience or energy to even try to sit down and learn it. It was like web scripting or something. Um, but yeah, just show up. Just do the thing. I'm going to reiterate it to myself again. I was saying just get started. I got all this equipment. You know, you don't even need that much. Just be present in the moment. Show up. I'm falling into the same trap again that I was before, where I was like, I gotta be consistent. I gotta show up all the time. It's kind of hard to do that when you work a full-time job, especially the job I was doing before. You just gotta, I was thinking, oh, I don't have the energy to be entertaining on stream or anything. I'm not a very high energy person as it is. But it's like, oh, I don't have enough energy to be on stream. I don't have, this game isn't interesting long term. Like games I play is like 7 days. Some days you're just kind of sitting around because you can't do anything because you'll die if you do something, you know. Um, and me and my boys kind of go for like zero death runs, even though that never happens. Or at least that's the mindset we have. Is like, let's try to get the least amount of deaths. But anyways, yeah, I stopped showing up again, and it's just like, oh, I'm not getting that many views. It doesn't matter. Oh, this game isn't that interesting right out the bat. Oh, it doesn't matter. Or I don't have the energy to be the entertaining guy on the screen right now, but I really want to play this game, but I can't play this game because I want to make a series out of it and stream it. It's hard. It's hard, and also I should not care about any of that. I should just do what I want to do, which is, play games, post a YouTube video about it, make a series out of it. Ain't no thing to it. Just do what I want to do. And I think that's a principle I should kind of stick to. You know, um, I have some goals and stuff in mind, but I'm also gonna try to be detached from them. Like if they don't happen, it's not that big of a deal. I got plenty of other things that are going well for me right now. Um, and plenty of other things to focus on. And, I'm a multifaceted person. You see all these labels back here. I go to the range pretty often, or I want to go to the range more often and be, as good at that as I am at some video games or whatever. I'm not amazing at video games, but I'm pretty good at some. But, that's one of my other passions. So it's like, that's the other aspect of it. Me, like, I'm not consistent enough because I have so many different things and so many different directions to go. I got my friends, I got my girlfriend, I got video games, I got personal time, I got range time. So it's like, but the direction I want to go is kind of like just chill out, be myself, and, stay on the path. Something I wanted to do was see if I can react to my first video. Let me see, give me a sec. And just kind of remind myself about getting started. Here we go. Man. And it's like when I look at it, it's like, dang, this was only a few months ago. It was literally, what are we in? We're in May, getting towards the end of May. Ah, shoot. Don't do that. I'm over here clicking all the wrong buttons. Anyways, those will be unedited, uncut, just posted on there, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's see if we can do it. I don't hear myself. That's bad. Because it's playing through the TV. You know what? That's my fault. I was playing a different game before I got on this. But anyways, I'm a Nubazin. I also, was kind of weird. This is my first video, and that was like a few months ago, and I feel way more confident than I was in this video. That might be for a few reasons, but it's like I don't know. I don't know what that is. I guess doing this more also gave me more confidence. I'm looking at me. I don't know. I don't know why I like to look at me. Um I don't know what it is. I just got more confidence. I guess maybe a few things, maybe this job situation also boosted my confidence, but also being on camera, um, I guess talking to myself and just, being present with this, being present with all this just kind of helps, I guess. Makes me feel a little bit at home at the same time. I don't know. It's weird because it's like I'm not necessarily a public speaker. I guess I can do fine at it or do okay at it. Um, I'm kind of shy-ish, but at the same time, I'm not. It's kind of weird. Anyways, just some. I just wanted to point that out. It feels like in this video here, this is kind of weird. I had some like nervous energy. I'm gonna put this in front of me because I'm like looking at myself. I wanted to record this video mainly for myself and maybe whoever else may benefit. Yeah, it's kind of me want like I don't want to be like life advice or self improvement guru type of guy, but also it's like sometimes some of the messages I want to leave behind are things that I wish somebody just, hey bro, this is the way it is, you know. I guess kind of like being a bigger brother to myself, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird. Mainly for me. So it's also kind of weird because it's like sometimes I'll watch other people's explanations about things and they'll be like my big brother. So it's kind of weird. They pass it down to me, I pass it down to you. Because I'm making a push for myself. Yeah, and making a push is get started. Something I've been wanting to do. I had a dream that I wanted to stream, and my vision of how it was gonna go didn't quite go as how I thought it would. So I'll be honest. It was just like I wanted money. Who doesn't want money? Who doesn't do streaming for money? I also some of my perspectives have changed. Is that as you grow and change and whatnot, and you kind of like get some more know-how about the world or whatever, your perspectives and your thoughts about things, and sometimes literally I listened to another YouTuber. They said literally I do this just for money, and it's like yeah, it can be fun, it can be cool, but also they do it for money. I mean, I guess necessarily for me it's not that. Still, it would be nice and everything. I'll get to that in a second. Out of it, but maybe it's just because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do at the time. That's definitely part of it, though. Not doing what you want to do not doing what you want to do can really destroy how you feel about all this. Trying to jump in the algorithm like everybody else. Everybody else is trying to be seen and heard. Do the Twitter thing. Yeah. Try to share. I hate social media so much. I cannot. I can say it has helped in some cases. It has definitely helped in some cases. Like there's a few streamer groups that I've joined and they've helped me get to affiliate on Twitch. And that was awesome. That was cool. And even if it's on Discord, like they have a group in Discord. They found me on Twitter, or I found them on Twitter, and I joined the Discord, got some support and all that stuff. I still hate networking. I still hate like trying to do the social media thing. I can't be on there because it takes too much of my time. So much I have so much life outside of the internet. I can't spend all that time, talking to people, making posts, um networking. I can't, go on Twitch and go find somebody else to watch or support all day every day or the most social media I do is literally just YouTube. You know, People doom scroll TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. People will doom scroll those. I'll doom scroll YouTube. But even then, if there are no videos that I find interesting or that I want to watch that's on my page, my homepage, I'm off of that app and then I'm like going to Audible. Or if I don't feel like listening to a book, I'll just go music and I'll sift through my playlists. My old playlists, I'll go through all my old playlists. Try to clean up my list and whatnot. Getting rid of old playlists that I don't use or listen to, just kind of and sifting through old music like, dang, I used to like that song. That's a weird ass song, and stuff like that. And join Discord. So it's like all that stuff. I just said it right there. Post whenever I was streaming and all that type of stuff. I just don't feel like doing all that. You know,
It was
I
really
just don't feel like
exhausting.
doing all
I
that.
work a full time job, and playing video games is kind of like the other half of my life. You know, I love playing video
Yeah, it wasn't
games.
necessarily true. If that wasn't obvious, I
And
still
at the
got the same
time, I was
stickers. I got
thinking,
probably,
I
I
need
got
some
one more
extra
from this
money,
video.
and I play video games as it is already, so I might as well stream and, see if I can make a little extra cash on the side. But nah, I think starting
That's
out with
true.
those type of
That's true. It's still, I guess it is still one of the goals. It's not like a huge goal anymore. Um, but it is part of the goal. If I could make some extra money on the side, that would be cool. I wouldn't be mad at that. Just keeping it honest.
goals in mind keep you completely misaligned from the point.
But yeah, everything else I said though, trying to jump in everybody's discords, trying to support everybody else. You got to do your own thing. How are you going to do your own thing if you're supporting everybody else all the time? You know what I mean? And same thing with the social media stuff. It's exhausting to be on social media all the time and also playing games that you don't find enjoyable. Of all the games that came out, Repo was like the only fun one that me and my boys had. There was plenty of like what Marvel Rivals. It's to me, it's a better Overwatch, I guess. But at the same time, I don't care for those types of games. I'm a little burnt out, on those. I played Overwatch with my boys for a long time.
And I mean, sure, so the point is to make a little extra money or something, or maybe even some people even make it into a career. So, part of the point is that, but some people just do it for
Exactly.
fun. I would tell people in the beginning, I would tell
Doing it
people in
just for
public, like,
fun, I feel like that's not entirely true. Because some days you don't have fun. Um, if you're always trying to put on a show, or if you always feel like you have to put on a show, I can imagine some days that it isn't fun or isn't that fun. Man, we're only 2 minutes in, and I just like keep stopping. Is this how I'm gonna be React YouTuber? I'm reacting to myself, and I'm taking
yeah,
forever.
I'm just doing this for fun. It's fun to stream and everything. It is kind of fun. The part of it that burnt me out was trying to play something new, keep it interesting all the time, play the popular games or
Yeah,
something, trying to jump somewhere in the algorithm,
it's not where I
And
want to
I
be at all.
quickly figured out that's very tiring for me,
Yep,
and it's not fun for me.
yep.
I don't play a lot of the popular games, and no tense, not a lot of tense moments. There is some tense moments in survival games, but I mean, it's not the popular thing happening all the time. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent, whatever. I burnt myself out, and I quickly fell out of streaming. Said I would come back. Said I would come back. It's been probably over a year and a half, 2 years now since
Yeah,
my
it's been
last
some time.
stream. Anyways, I quickly fell out of that, but I actually did like doing
Chat
it. I
replay.
just
I don't
didn't
even know.
like playing the new games, playing something I didn't like enjoying to play.
That's the other thing lately. There's been so many games coming out that I would want to try, and I don't have the money and I don't have the time. I don't have the money or the time, but also I don't know. I don't have the money or the time to even finish one game. The next thing comes out, oh man, that looks so cool. I want to try that game. I don't have the money or the time. It took me so like I'm barely uploading my last video for Avowed right now. That game was so exhausting also, but I wanted to finish it for some reason, even though I had like no obligation to finish it. I just wanted to finish it. But that's beside the point. There are so many games out right now that I want to play and touch on, and so many old games that I want to play and touch on, and like, man, why am I saying touch on this? Pause. It's weird. That I want to play and finish. They seem cool games. Seem like cool games, and it's like so many games have been coming out, and you have no time to play any of them. You know, you have no time, ain't got no energy, ain't got no money. And it's like that's the other problem with gaming lately. It's just and it's trying to stream series of every game. It's like you can't. It's hard to do those things because you want to stay ahead of the curve for the algorithm, and at the same time, I ain't got the time, money, or energy to freaking play through one series of a game. I'm playing for like a couple hours, every day. And some days I don't feel like playing anything because I'm tired from work. I just want to go straight to sleep. Other days I want to play with my friends, no stress, stress free and whatnot. Um, just like stuff like that. Uh,
But, so
yeah, let's keep
this
going.
is my video for my channel. It's time to get started.
Yep.
I've done a lot of thinking and thinking and thinking. Gotta think about the setup, the type of streamer I want to be, or
The thinking thing that can go for like anything. It could be like for it this is completely like that not related, but like, it could be the same thing for like, oh, I don't have a girlfriend, never had a girlfriend, I don't know how to talk to girls. You can keep thinking and thinking and thinking on how do I approach them, how do just uh, just talk to them, treat them like other human beings, you know, and talk to them more, and just keep talking to them. Um, you know, if you're attracted to them, you're like, hey, my name is so and so. I thought you were looking real cute. You're real cute or whatever. I was wondering if I can get to know you and talk to you some more, or like, maybe talk about, oh, you eat here often. What's it like here? It could be something corny, it could be something cool, but it's all about deliverance and having confidence in yourself. Again, having confidence in yourself, just do your best. Try not, don't do the thinking. You can do all that. Something I notice is sometimes when I get into a situation, I'm extremely sure about what it is I'm doing or what it is I'm saying at the time. I am so sure about it. And that's because I went in with the idea that I'm just going to do my best. Like, I'm like extremely confident, so sure about it. The part that destroys me is the overthinking before and overthinking afterwards. I'm getting better on taking out the before part. And like I said, just going into every situation with, just the idea that I'm just going to do the best that I can, you know. Um, go into situations with that mindset. That should help you a lot. Just go in thinking and knowing that you are going to do the best that you can and you're going to be yourself. Be yourself at all times. Um, yeah, that goes for any situation. Just be yourself and do the best that you can. As long as you put in the effort to prepare, or you put in, going back to the girls thing, as long as you put in the effort to prepare, you took a shower, got some good clothes or some decent clothes. Did your hair a little bit. I don't do my hair that much. I need to get better at that personally. Um, put on a little bit of cologne or something, just smell good, whatever. As long as, and then just explore life. Just don't worry about too many things, or try not to, it's easier said than done. I've had a lot of years of anxiety and whatnot, so I understand. It just takes a lot of practice and a lot of mental gymnastics in the other way, you know. Therapy also helps a lot, you know, talking things out with people around you, or just like literally going to a therapist and talking things out with them and making some very intentional changes to your life can really change a lot.
the type of YouTuber, whatever. Got to think about all these things. Watch
Think,
all the
yeah,
videos, hear all
watch
the
all the
people
videos,
talk and
watch it,
tell you, "Oh, just
don't do
do
that.
it, just do it." One YouTuber I watched. Sorry, I keep looking away because I'm like looking at my other TV. It's a little bit of a distraction, but it's not.
Yeah,
It helps me focus, I guess, a little bit. But
it
one
doesn't
of the
really help me
YouTubers I
focus.
watched said,
My other TV, it doesn't help me focus necessarily. It keeps me distracted from being nervous, if that makes sense. Like this whole video, I don't think I've looked at that TV that much. Like I've looked at it maybe once or twice, but sometimes staring at the TV helps me be less nervous about doing
something
this, but at the same time, I'm
very
not really that nervous no
straightforward
more.
and like I've probably heard 1,000 times. He said, "You want to be a
Also,
YouTuber,
sometimes look away because my
make
dogs are over
fucking
there.
YouTube videos and post YouTube videos." I was like, "Oh, duh." But it's like something about
I talked over that part. Yeah, the YouTuber in question is Young Don or YDR or something. He said he had a segment where he talked about that. It's like the only way to become a YouTuber is make YouTube videos.
that sunk it home a lot deeper.
Only way to be a Twitch streamer is go live on Twitch, which I'm not doing. So I'm gonna work on just doing that. You know, even if I got to turn off the camera to be like make it low stress or something. You know what I mean? Um, if I want to stream a series, if I want to play a game or stream a series of a game, I should just do that instead of worrying about, you know, whatever it is, whatever else, you know, oh, I got to be entertaining. Oh, I got to have more energy. You know, if you don't have the energy, cut off the camera. Or if you don't care, just keep it on.
Because it
Shit,
was just
you know,
so bam. This is how you actually do it.
that's
Over
how
the
you do it.
years, trying to think of ways to
Be
make it
present.
happen or
You know what
whatever,
I mean?
it's a waste of time. You know, you watch all the videos of how to's and just
Yep.
anything, you know, how to be this way, how to do that thing, you know, whatever.
I didn't necessarily do that. I think the videos that I watched were like more of learning how to be seen on Twitch or what's called Twitter or X or whatever, or on social medias and stuff like that. I was like, I'm not gonna do all that, you know. I don't know.
Don't
I didn't want to do all
waste
that.
your time
There's no shortcuts
learning
though.
how to, or like,
Sometimes it's
there's
the
two
only
ways to
way.
learn about it. You can read a book, you can listen to videos or whatever, or you can just do it. Just
You
do
know,
it.
just do it.
Just get started. You know, you can do all the reading, videos, and extras as you do it, as you
Yep.
go along. So just start. Just get started. And that
And
can widely apply to a lot of things. I got two dogs messing with me down here. So yeah, this is my video to tell me to just get started. You know, you've been wanting to do this for a while. You know, you play video games
it's funny hearing my dog's ears slap. He does like the shaking thing, you know, and his ears just slap on his head. It's
all the
funny.
time. You think about it. Maybe I'll do it. I kind of thinking about doing it. Just do it.
That's how it kind of was with my job situation. It was like I convinced myself to stay in the position I'm in now longer because I felt like I felt things like, oh, I'm not that smart. I'm not that, you know, I don't actually know what I'm doing. You know, stuff like that. I don't actually know what I'm doing. You know, I'm not that smart, actually. I'm not, you know, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself ever. You know, like I said, before you doubt yourself, you can doubt afterwards and just let the results speak for itself. Um, Even if the results don't pan out the way you want, always remember that you did the best you can, but always make sure that the best you can includes some effort. Like, you know, this time around, me studying, I literally dropped video games for the week. And I said, I'm just gonna make sure I study. I'm gonna make sure I eat well. I'm gonna make sure I get enough sleep. And, you know, I'm not gonna overstudy into the whole night, you know, all types of stuff. You know, make sure you actually put in the effort to prepare. Go in doing the best that you can, though. You know, don't set up these scenarios where it's like, oh, I should ace this, oh, I should be doing good, whatever. Don't you should is probably like the worst way to live. Always, you know, prepare the best you can and do the best you can. That's all you can do. You know, if the best you can is being lazy or getting distracted by video games, then you need to change your mind about that, you know. Like I said, you probably got something else going on. Probably need some therapy or something. Figure that out. It could be an anxiety thing. It's like, um, I don't know how to explain that. Maybe like, oh, I'm just gonna get this wrong anyway, so I might as well not try. Nope, it's the wrong way to go about it. you get what you give. If you don't give anything, then you're not going to get anything, you know.
Simple as that. Just do it. So there's gonna be, I
Anyways,
guess, maybe I'll put this on my YouTube channel. Maybe I won't,
of course
but
I
I'll probably
did.
do it. And it'll
And of course I'm doing
be
it again.
just a video just to tell you and tell me this is the beginning. Get started. While your work is this full-time job, do this on
Yep.
the side. You know, you play video games all night. When you get home after work, I work late shift, so
I don't even play video games all night. I get like 2 hours. Yeah, it's like 2.5, 3 hours, you know. And then I get up, I got to go to work soon, actually. Um, but yeah, anyways,
I get home
I don't get a lot
late
of
at
time to
night, and
play
then
video
like by the
games or
time
stream or
I
anything. But also that could be
get home, get
job related or anything.
out the shower,
Anyways,
get some food. It's already like past midnight. But that's no reason I shouldn't stream
still,
or
yeah,
do a recording while I take the last few hours of my night to play a video game and then just post it on the internet. Because why not? Sometimes,
why
like, there's
not?
a lot of times when I have I have a really good time playing video games, and I'm like, man, that would have been nice to capture that moment on a stream or on a YouTube video that I could have, learned to edit out or something. So,
Literally last night, I sat around debating if I should play or make this video, and then I started listening. Like, I guess me and the boys were just talking or whatever about stuff, and then 30 minutes had passed, and I've been sitting on my desktop doing nothing. And then after that, we played 7 days, and then we had a great time. It was funny. It's super funny, super fun, and missed opportunity. I could have streamed it. I could have at least recorded it. But it's like I didn't do any of that stuff, and it's like I need to stop doing that to myself and just kind of like be present in the moment and just do it.
this video's just to get started. You're already doing half of the work. You already got the camera, you got the mic, you got the PC built all the way the frick up. You got the dual monitors, you got the
Yeah,
keyboard, the mouse.
that's another thing. You don't need hardly anything to get started. I got all this stuff and I still procrastinate or whatever. What more do you need to get started? You know, always remember that. It's like, what more do I need? You can always come up with plenty of, oh, I need this, oh, I need this, oh, it'd be cool to have this, oh, this would give me an advantage. This would, you can spiral forever doing that type of stuff. Um, what more do you really need? What more do you really need? You don't need it, if you live something I kind of learned is like trying to live your life in sort of I have enough, you know, kind of try to
Upgraded.
try to embody something like that. It's like I have enough, you know. I- With this whole setup that I got here, I have more than enough, you know. Uh, there's some people I know that like don't even have what I have, and they're farther along than I am because they show up and just do the thing, you know. So it's
Stuff,
like it's all about just showing
like
up,
gaming stuff,
being
whatever.
you. What
Yeah,
more do you
I
need? You
invested
don't
a
need
lot
that
into
much.
this. Why not? Get started. Just do it. You know, that goes for anybody. Anybody wanting to, stream, record, post YouTube videos, whatever. You know, you don't need
Same thing with like a job or anything, you're applying to whatever. What more do you need? If you got some experience or if you got some level of credibility towards a job, bring the best version of yourself and just do the best you can. You don't need any more than that. Sometimes depends what it is. If you're like going to be a doctor, you kind of need like
need a
schooling and
lot
experience
to
for
get
that.
started.
So, anyways,
This is this is an expensive camera, but the quality is still kind of, to me, is kind of butt. Doesn't
yeah, I'm
mean
still using the same camera. Doesn't even
I can't
matter.
start.
But
I can do it now. Start with
you know,
this, upgrade
I had
later.
plans to get a new camera and all that
Since I'm
stuff.
still working a full-time job,
I
to save
decided
up
maybe
a little
not.
bit of money
I got other
here and
goals
there,
I'm working on right now.
invest in one later. I already got everything else. just start here. And you would think,
Man, this is a 40-minute video. I gotta go to work in like 10
I need
minutes.
a cool background.
What
I
am I
used to do
doing,
this
bruh?
thing. When I first started, I was like, I need an interesting backgrounds. I need a chat bar on the screen. All these other little bars on the screen saying, who followed, who donated, whatever. I'm like, I'm not even at that stage yet. Don't worry about all that stuff. Upgrade as you go. That's my plan. I'm
I did a lot of jump
gonna
cuts.
completely from the ground up restart all this art and whatever and stuff. I'm actually gonna think about hiring people for that, so I might do that.
Still haven't hired anybody, but look, I made this myself. Let me see if I can move me real quick. I didn't make it myself necessarily, I'll be honest. I used AI, but I generated it. I had an idea, and I generated these. I have more that I have generated, but shit, man. Some of this, there's some imperfections here. His hand is kind of like stretched or whatever. His hand, I don't even know where his hand is or what he's holding or something, but I had an idea. I put it into an AI generation thing, and they came out with this, and I was like, this is almost perfect. And because I'm not an artist of any kind, I can hardly draw for shit. That's my brother. He got that from our dad. But I have ideas of things that I would like or that I would want, and they helped me. What did I use? It was like Niji something, whatever. I heard they like to steal your social or something like that. But what I'm like, well, I'm already cooked. If so, whatever, don't matter. But anyways, um, I can think up and imagine things pretty well, and that helped me make my own art. I might hire somebody to refine it or something, but man,
But
something about this
yeah,
streaming stuff kind of helps bring out a lot of that
I just want
creativity
to
in
make this
myself.
video
And I love it,
for me and for anybody else. There's nothing
bet.
to it other than to just start. There's a lot of people that also
Missed
who get
opportunity. Could have said nothing to it, but do it. If you know
big
where that's
off of not
from.
even having a camera, having a cool setup or anything. They just play the game, and they'll have like the headset mic, be talking.
Yeah, it's like a flip
Or
down
playing
mic.
the
I have a
game, doing
standalone.
whatever.
You
There's
can see that,
also
of
a
course.
huge rise in VTubers and stuff. You don't even have to show your face. It's easy.
Yeah.
Just get started.
They even got voice modifiers.
It might take a long time to build your following.
To be somebody
find your
completely different.
niche, if
You know what I mean?
one. Me, I feel like I don't have a
But
niche,
shoot,
maybe
they
it's
made it.
talking. Who knows? I've seen a lot of examples over the years that doesn't give me or anybody else an excuse not to get started. So why not just get started? It's gonna be. This technically isn't even my first video. I had like a completely muted stream posted on there, but
That's true. I did.
I'm gonna delete that. It's already deleted.
It was like a
But
super
this is
hot
gonna be
VR game.
Technically, my first video.
That shit was all muted.
My
And nobody
intro,
on the stream
I
told me
spent
it was
all
muted
week
either. It was
Thinking
funny.
about how this video was gonna go, and see that now it's Friday. I planned to do this on I planned to do it on Monday. Then it changed to Wednesday. Now it's Friday. I was like maybe Thursday, and now it's Friday.
Yeah.
Right before I go to work, I just had to check the time.
Again, right before I go to
right
work.
before work, but just get started.
I kept putting this video off too.
Nothing to it.
You know what I mean?
And then on my weekends, or every night, I'll record something. Maybe I'll record it. Maybe it'll take me a while to post it because I gotta figure out. I gotta learn how to edit and stuff. So
I got
there's no
DaVinci
excuses
Resolve
to
for
not
like
get
kind of
started.
like helping to edit.
There's plenty of examples of people
what I use now.
doing way less and making it somewhere. So why not? I've been planning to do this for a long time, but now we're just at the stage where we just need to do it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
That's where we're gonna stay.
And I'll probably
We're gonna do it.
I think I'm gonna throw my intro to the channel. I'm gonna eventually I'll get like a intro animation maybe or something, but But anyways, here we go. What's up, YouTube? This is Anubis Zay. Please like, subscribe, and enjoy the show.
I hate it still. I still hate it. This guy's a good guy. I watch his channel sometimes too. Who was this? Ascaross, he's funny. I do watch Asmongold. I have a bunch of movies on here too. Iwu, they got some crazy stories on their channel. They got a few different channels, but anyways, aside from that. But yeah, just gotta be present. Learn to be present, you know, and whatever it is that you want to do or whatever it is you're doing, just bring yourself, you know, prepare accordingly, but not overly. Don't stress yourself out too much. I swear this time around going for my new job position was just like it was a breeze. I had a lot of moments where I was stressed the F out and I did perfectly fine. You know, I didn't do perfect, but I did perfectly fine. And then I ended up with the position. And I started in a couple months. I'm like, that's crazy. I doubted myself so much for what, you know? So it's the same thing for you guys. It's like, just try not to doubt yourself so much, you know? Get started, whatever it is you want to get started on, just take the first step. And keep taking up one step after another. They'll take the first step and be like, I should be good now. Or, just don't give up. Just keep going. Don't doubt yourself. Don't overthink it. Just do the best you can. Just always remember to do the best you can. That's all you can do, and that's all you can be is the best version of yourself. Be yourself. Do the best you can. That's all it is to it, Yeah, if you liked the video, if you got something from it, like to subscribe for more. I might do some more talking stuff. I don't know. This talking thing seems cool. I like to do it. Yeah, like, subscribe, share with your friends if they need to hear a little bit of something. Yeah. Follow me on Twitch if you want to. I'm gonna try to stream more, often. I'll stream it there and then I'll like post a video. I'm gonna do both. But yeah, anyways, I'll catch y'all later. I gotta go to work and I'm kind of falling behind. My alarm's got like 3 minutes until it goes off. Anyways, later. Thanks for watching. Share with your friends. Like, subscribe, all that.